and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be reading 7 Christmas novellas in 7 days. How are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I love doing videos like this where I'm reading novellas and I'm kind of updating you guys every single day. I recently, well, not so recently, but I kind of recently did a video where I read a novella every single day for a month. 30 consecutive days of novellas. That video was like over an hour long. I will link it down below if you want to see. I have a lot of good recommendations in that video, so make sure to check it out. And I wanted to do something very similar, but I just didn't have the time for like a larger project where I could read a novella every day for this month. So we're going to do a whole week of novellas. So every day this week, I'm going to be popping on here and updating you guys on what novella I read for the day. And then at the very end, I will do an overview of all the books. I'm going to try to pick different authors every day, find some new novellas, and they're all going to be Christmas themed because 'tis the season to be jolly. La 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 la. My green sweater, my green eyeshadow. I'm feeling the Christmas vibes. I'm gonna pick some novellas that are steamy, that are from different authors. I feel like I'm just blabbing at this point. This was my little intro. I will go ahead and talk to you guys in my next update when I start to pick some of the novellas that I'm gonna read. Greetings and salutations, my friends. Today is the first day of reading a novella for a week, and I started off with a Casey Mitt novella. The one I started off with is called Mistletoe Mobster, which is one of her newer novellas. She actually has a couple of Christmas novellas coming out that are all following this like mobster family. Love that she does that she picks like a specific theme and then she'll do like 5 or 6 novellas surrounding that. Like she has a winter theme, she has a small town romance one, she has one with plus size heroes, and although they all have a very similar trope, they're not connected and they can be read alone or also together. It's just like perfect. I love how she like bundles them up like that. Jessica Cain does that too. Anyways, I picked Casey Mitt because she's one of my favorite novella authors ever. Probably my favorite. Her and Marina Vivancos are like right there. However, I was actually disappointed with this one. I have to be honest. I didn't love it as much as I love her other novellas. I ended up giving this 3 stars, which objectively is not a bad rating. A 3-star rating for me is just like a very okay book. It was good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad, but it's not something that I would consider like my all-time favorite. If this was any other novella author, that would have been like a solid rating, but because it's Casey Mitt, I'm just disappointed because I give all of her books 5 stars. So it was shocking to me that I didn't love this one as much, like in comparison to her other novellas. This one follows our heroine who owns a bookshop, which I just love that cozy setting. Closing up her bookshop on a very windy, cold winter evening, and there is a knock on her door. She goes to answer it, and it is actually someone from the mafia who is badly injured and needs her help. So she ends up letting him in. He had been stabbed because of like some turf war, and they have like an instant connection. He feels immediately very protective of her, and after he leaves the bookshop, he kind of like starts to stalk her a little bit and is more so like protecting her because he's afraid that the people who attacked him are going to attack her because he went to her bookshop afterwards. Likes that he's protective and possessive and is very into that like darker part of him. So it's kind of like a stalking romance. Casey Mitt does have a couple of those. I think the reason I rated it so lowly is because it's a novella, but our characters spent essentially like no time together. Most of it was him like watching her and her liking that, which is fine if like that's what they're into. But with a novella, like, they're literally not spending tons of time together, and I feel like it also focused on some of the side characters a little too much. Like, obviously we know we're going to be getting novellas and stories for the side characters, but I feel like it was setting up the world more than it was setting up the romance, in my opinion, and there just wasn't enough pages of our characters together and, like, banging. You know what I mean? So 3 stars, it's okay. Wasn't the best, but wasn't the worst. Would I recommend it? Sure. It was like 90 pages, and Casey Mitt's writing is flawless anyways, so there you go. That's my update for you guys. I will see you tomorrow with my next novella. Hi, hello. We are here on day 2 of reading a novella for a week. I read Santa's Helper by Shay Sanders. Kind of like a second chance romance. It follows our characters Felina and Julian. Felina is going through a rough time. She just recently got divorced. It's also like the first Christmas that she will not have her kids with her on Christmas Day. It's a tradition that she takes a picture at this one mall that has a black Santa, and she wants her kids to take a picture like she did when she was growing up because the same guy would play Santa, and every year she had a picture when she was growing up, so she wants one for her kids. So she goes there and she ends up finding out that the guy passed away, and the person now now playing him is his son, Julian, who, ironically enough, our heroine actually used to date, kind of, not really, like casually date in high school. So that's how it became a second chance romance. So they're both newly divorced, high school together. They kind of had a crush on each other in high school, but then they went their separate ways, were married to their significant others for a couple of years, and now they're divorced and a little bit older, and they're kind of exploring that attraction for each other that they had back in high school that never really like blossomed into a relationship. This one is really, really cute. This is kind of like a Santa romance where our hero is a mall Santa and our heroine actually ends up helping him out because he is super busy and needs help like making sure the line is moving, so she ends up being one of his elves and they have like some steamy times. It was short, it was steamy, and it was pretty sweet, and I actually really liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I don't really have much to say about that one, so that's my update for today, and I will see you tomorrow with my next Christmas novella. Greetings, hello, I'm here for my next update. Oh, what is up with this necklace? Okay, it's my 3rd novella for the week, and I've realized that most of the time when I'm searching for novellas, I'm looking for novellas on Kindle Unlimited, so I decided to take a look on Audible and read some Audible originals for this video. One that I picked up is The Package by Kay Bromberg. This is an Audible original, and it is a very short audiobook. It's like less than 2 hours. It's more of a meet cute. I consider it a novella because it's less than 2 hours, but I will say I did not like it whatsoever. Hi! Why are you trying to sneak in here? Like I said, it's kind of like a meet cute. Our characters get trapped in an elevator together. So our heroine, Jules, works in the mailroom for this lingerie company. I'm not really sure what the company is. Ends up getting trapped in the elevator with the CEO, but she doesn't know it's the CEO. And she's having a rough day, like a really rough day. Things are not going her way. Her and her boyfriend broke up. She's getting fired. Like all of this horrible stuff is happening. And she has a very like bah humbug attitude when it comes to Christmas, and she's delivering all of these packages for Christmas, which is why it's called The Package. And they end up talking while they're stuck in the elevator, and it follows their romance. Christmas sounds good. Getting stuck in a romance, grumpy sunshine, Christmas novella, but our heroine was just insufferable. And it was just like a 2-hour novella, but I could not stand our heroine. Though a lot of her opinions were valid, and a lot of the reasons why she was upset and having a bad day were valid. Definitely like one of those people who are like, I'm having a bad day, so you're gonna have a bad day. She was very pessimistic. There wasn't anything romantic to me like about the novella, because most of it was just her complaining in the elevator and the hero just like nodding along. Not a ton of chemistry, didn't really like it. I gave it 2 stars. The only reason I didn't give it 1 star is because objectively it wasn't like the worst thing I ever read. I didn't recommend this one. I feel like I was going to love it when I had read the synopsis, but it just didn't deliver what it needed to deliver. So we've gotten a 2-star, a 3-star, and a 4-star this week. I'm hoping for a 5-star. If we don't get one, I'm going to keep reading more until we get one, because that was my hope for this video. So we'll see what we read tomorrow, but that is my update for today. So I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next clip.
Stars?
Yes.
That's the lowest I've ever heard you rate a book.
I don't rate books 2 stars often.
You don't rate them 2 stars often at all. I've never heard you say 2 stars or 1 star. And I've only heard you like 5 or 4.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah. I mean, there's tons of books that I give 2 or 1 star ratings, but I try to talk about like books that I love. But this one was just trash. Greetings, greetings, greetings. The lighting is horrible. It's terrible. Oh god, let me fix this lighting. Is that better? The world will never know. Anyways, so I finished my next novella in this week. So it is called Shortbread and the Scotsman by Elena Dash. So I reached out to my friend Tiffany from Neverland Pixie because she's the queen, the literal queen of novellas. She reads so many novellas. She has the best recommendations, and she would come through for me because we like see eye to eye when it comes to our novellas. We like it steamy, we like it wild, we like bonkers plots, but we also like when it's a little cute too. So she gave me the recommendation for this entire series that is all Christmas related novellas that different authors have written. I picked up this one by Elena Dash because I love a Scotsman. I didn't say I loved this novella. I gave it 4 stars. I wish it was a little longer. I know it's a novella, it's meant to be short, but I wish it was just a little bit longer. So this is following our characters during a Highland Christmas. So there's like this tradition where they have like the contest of like who's the strongest man in the Scotsland, or I don't know, they have some Christmas tradition, and the winner is supposed to get a kiss. Well, our characters have been friends for literally ever. Our hero is our heroine's brother's best friend. They've always kind of like danced around their attraction for one another because they didn't want to ruin their friendship, and he ends up winning, and she is supposed to give him a kiss, and it goes wrong. Definitely misread each other's feelings, and it's like one of those incidents where everyone knows that they're supposed to be together, but like they can't get it together. So our hero owns a cookie shop, a sugar cookie shop, and he needs some help during the holidays. Our heroine is volunteered by the town council to help him in his shop, and it forms their romance, and it's really cute. There's Christmas cookies, there's steamy times. It takes place in Scotland during Christmas, which is just sounding so magical, especially where I live because we don't get any type of snow. Not even a little bit. So I loved this one. It was so good, and I would definitely read more from this series written by other authors. So yeah, good novella, but we have not gotten our 5-star yet. Hopefully we will get it soon. Greetings and salutations, my friends. We have found our 5-star novella of the week. It was a journey, but we are here. And it's from an author that I wouldn't have expected it from, okay? The author is Jessica Kane. Listen. I know I've not been very kind about the last couple Jessica Kane novellas, and that is because I have always been a big fan of her novellas. I have pretty much read her entire backlist, but recently the ones she's been coming out with, her heroes are a little deranged. They're a little crazy. They're a little insane. Her romances are like beyond bonkers. I think like the last 6 that I've read, I've given 1 or 2 stars respectively, but I gave her Christmas one 5 stars. It's Enticing the Scrooge by Jessica Kane, and I really liked it. Wild. We do have Insta-less. We do have a zaddy kink. We have a possessive hero. All of the above, but it did everything for me. I don't know. I loved it. So basically, this is kind of like a Scrooge romance. So our hero is filthy rich. He's not that great, okay? He's very stingy with his money. He owns half the town, but he treats them poorly. Like, he is not a great person, but even though he has a lot of money, he can't claim his inheritance unless he gets married. So he's looking for a wife. He has like this massive ball to search for a wife, and his main goal is really not to fall in love, but to get his inheritance. While it's happening, our heroine knocks on the door to ask for money, and she ends up passing out on his front porch, and he is immediately obsessed with her. The second that he sees her, he's like, this is the love of my life. She's perfect. She's my angel. She's my everything. Very intense and very insta-lovey, but I kind of liked it because I like the idea of like a grumpy hero, and then our heroine like thaws his cold heart during the Christmas time. Cute. We love that. It does have a zaddy kink, but I thought it was kind of steamy. It's wild. It's crazy. It's not going to be for everyone. If you're someone who doesn't like insta-lust and just wild bonkers plots, then this is not going to be it for you. But if you're a fan of Jessica Kane and have been disappointed recently by her heroes, specifically because they're just deranged and doing like slightly illegal things, this didn't have that same vibe. This very much gave me the old Jessica Kane that I loved, and I gave it 5 stars. That's my update for today. I will see you tomorrow to talk about another novella. Greetings and salutations. I have another novella to talk about, obviously. And we're going to be talking about Toasty Inside by Zoe Mona, or Zoe Mona. Zoe. It probably is not Zoe. It's probably Zoe. What? Brain couldn't read for a second. One, I gave a 4 to 5 stars. I really loved it. This is a grumpy sunshine pairing during the Christmas season. So our heroine Cynthia is headed back to her small town, and she decides that she wants to go hiking on this mountain that she used to hike when she was a kid. Well, in the middle of her hiking, there is a snowstorm, and she literally gets stranded on this mountain, and our hero finds her and rescues her and takes her back to his cabin in the woods to recover and also to wait out the snowstorm. So it's a 1-bed trope, forced proximity, grumpy sunshine pairing, and it turns out that our hero is this like grumpy mountain man, very recluse, because he owns a holiday themed sex toy business. He makes all of these different toys that are holiday themed, and our heroine Cynthia is like a huge fan of them, and he ends up testing out some of his toys on her. This one's more steamy than sweet, but I still loved it with my whole heart. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because there really was nothing preventing our characters from not being together. I feel like our hero wasn't as obsessed with our heroine from the beginning, and it just didn't make sense, like all the reasons he was making for them not to be in a relationship with one another. So yeah, he was a little stubborn, and it took too long for him to be like madly deeply in love with her, even though it was a novella. So that's why I didn't give it 5 stars, but it was steamy, it was cute, very sex positive, body positive, loved them together. There's also like a cute little dog in this book, and yeah, very unique holiday novella that I love. So 4 out of 5 stars. I will see you guys tomorrow on my last update of the week of me reading novellas. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Greetings and salutations, my dearest friends. We are here for the last update of the week, where I talk about the last novella I read, and I would love to tell you that this was like an amazing recommendation, amazing novella. We ended on a high note, but unfortunately I didn't like the novella that I read. So I read, let me pull up the title because I already forgot, Jingle All The Way by Kelly Kelsey. I give this book 2 stars, and I didn't like it at all, to be completely honest. So this is a single parent romance. Heroine is a single mother, and she is secretly in love with her next door neighbor, who is this hot tattoo artist that just moved in to their town. She's in charge of like their PTA fundraiser, and her job is to find a Santa, and last minute the Santa ends up bailing on them. Our hero is also like equally obsessed with our heroine and offers to be the Santa Claus at her kids' school's production, and they end up forming a romance. Single parents, neighbor is a track type of romance, and hated it. I did. First of all, the steamy scenes were incredibly cringy, just like so cringy. Second, it wasn't a novella. Like, it literally was not. This was literally like a prequel. This novella does not end in a happily ever after or a happy for now. It is basically like our characters meeting their meet cute, and then something happens at the end of the book. I'm not even trying to spoil it for you, but I'm gonna spoil it for you. There's no resolution at the end of the book. Like most novellas, the point of a novella is from beginning to end. You get the meet cute, the conflict, the resolution, the happily ever after. It is a romance book and a condensed story, and sometimes it's a little bit more steamier. No, this was a prequel. At the end of the novella, there's an author's note that's like, coming soon, their full love story. And I'm like, what? It was literally a prequel, not even a novella. So for that alone, the fact that it's a novella and it ends on a cliffhanger, 2 stars. And also the sex scenes were so cringy. I can't, could not. And I love a Santa romance. I am down for a Santa romance. But this, no. If I had to pick the top 3 books to read off of this video, it would be Santa's Helper by Shay Sanders, Enticing the Scrooge by Jessica Kane, and Toasty Inside by Zoe Mona. So those are the 3 I recommend. If there are any holiday novellas that you think I should read, let me know, and I will totally do a part 2 to this video. I just did a video where I read a novella every single day for a month, so I will leave that linked down below if you want even more novella recommendations. So as always, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video.